So I decided to get the SuperStation One, and the reason for that, the main reason is because I wanted something that, first of all, the main thing, I wanted to play PlayStation 1 games. Second, I wanted to feel, because I never owned a PlayStation 1 before, for the experience to feel like something new. And for me, the best way is to buy the SuperStation One. Another reason, with all the connectivity features that are available, it will make things just much easier compared to searching something that it's modded and something in good condition and all the other stuff, the condition of the CD, finding a controller in good condition, which wasn't that easy, by the way. Anyway, things ramp up and I made my decision. Now, straight out, holding the box, seeing, for example, the different games, the homebrew games that are available. There are more than 70 bundled with the device. This is the quality that I expected from them, and the feeling of holding the box, everything is just top quality from start to finish. Now, for some reason I didn't get the HDMI cable, but I contacted them. Hopefully this will be sorted out. Now, just so you know, this is not just the SuperStation One. This comes with the SuperDock. This actually explains why the box itself was so big, because both of them are actually attached inside. And you can see the label there, SuperDock, inside. If you look at the back, you can see some of the homebrew games that come preloaded with the device, something that I wanted, by the way, the M64 to have. This is exactly what I wanted this M64 to be, this type of release. So beautiful, so inviting, perfect. Now, there are different colors, transparent blue, black, and classic gray PlayStation. And I decided to get the classic gray because I really wanted the feeling of the PlayStation. Aside from that, it's just beautiful matte. It just looks so pristine and beautiful, and I just love it. I also like how the complexity is hidden away from me. I just see it as a kind of magic box. I really love it. And you can see both of them attached together. What a beautiful combo. And just so you know, this is pretty heavy. It's not light. There's lots of tech inside for sure. Definitely felt on the heavier side of things. Now, the SuperStation One is packed with connectivity. This means that I have composite, S-video, component, support RGB, VGA, we're going to talk about this in a moment, HDMI. I actually got mine also with the active cooling add-on. And the SuperDock adds so much more connectivity. You can see at the top right corner. It also has an internal NVMe slot, but it's unpopulated. And of course, the DVD read-write drive with a tray loading. You can see the S-video port there, which I'm definitely going to use, and the CON port, which is, from what I read, a gun CON port. The gun CON is a famous family of official light gun peripheral controllers created by Namco for Sony's PlayStation consoles. The construction feels very sturdy. Both of them, by the way, are connected very well, like they feel like one unit. And the finish feels very good. It's kind of light texture. It feels very, let's say, professional, high quality. Now, I put the render from the top from the official website because it's just clearer, but you can see at the left you have the power, 2 USB ports, HDMI, DIN10, VGA, analog audio, and the Ethernet port. And for those who want component, well, it's there as well. As you can see, if you open here on the side, we can see there is component. So you have the white RCA and red RCA left and right audio, 4 dip switches, analog video configuration, and the red, green, and blue RCA for component. Now they also output RGB depending on the MR configuration. So you have the option to switch between RGB and YPBPR. Now the first switch, switch 1, sets the color system region for S-video and composite. The switch 2 changes the FPGA's Luma trap behavior for PAL versus NTSC. The switch 3 selects whether the composite or S-video comes from the FPGA implementation or the Sony video encoder. And switch 4 adds sync onto the green channel for RGB equipment that requires sync on green. Now, switch 4 of course doesn't matter for S-video because sync on green is an RGB function. And by default, all of them are down. The rubber port covers feel very durable, high quality, not something that will detach and break anytime soon. The 2 ports for the PlayStation 1 controllers, I actually got a controller specifically for this from eBay. And you can see the little slot there for the micro SD card and of course for the PlayStation memory cards as well. There's also built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, NFC reader for things like as a Paru, and the bottom expansion connector for the SuperDock. In the package, you're going to find also a learning remote control. Actually, I got the same one with the TV that I got a few days ago. This is the L336 learning remote control. There's also a sticker with a barcode that you can scan for the quick start guide, just in case you want to scan it for whatever reason. That's a close-up. There's also this box that looks like designed like the Sega Master System cartridges. Inside, this is something that I ordered separately, which is an SNES serial native accessory converter that allows you to connect my SNES controllers or Sega Famicom controllers to the SuperStation One. And because there are many games already used to the controller, I decided that this is something that I want, and I purchased it again from the website itself, but it's a separate purchase within the website. It doesn't come bundled with the SuperStation One. There's also a high quality USB-C to USB-C cable. This is a power PD cable from what I understand, which I already have a power adapter with a cable, so I don't need it. I'm going to share with you in a moment which one. But this is one of the most rigid USB-C to USB-C cables I've ever seen. And this cover, which I have no idea as of now what it is for. If you know, by the way, let me know in the comments. Probably a closure for a port or something like that. And as I mentioned, this is missing the HDMI cable. From what I understand, I'm supposed to get one. So hopefully, if it's indeed the case, they will send it to me hopefully soon. Now, just a few notes of separate purchases. I decided to purchase also a PlayStation 1 controller from eBay. This was actually very good condition. I actually checked it out. It works very well. I really feel like almost like a new one. Except if you look at the back, the sticker looks, but again, this is an old controller. But compared to other that I've seen, it actually seems like a very good condition. So I decided to buy it and also feel how it's like playing with the original controller. I want to get close as possible to feeling the original and authentic experience. But in this case, because it involved also a CD and I wanted to play with various connections with my TV and testing things, I thought that the SuperStation One is going to be just the best choice, and I decided to get it. I know that I'm going to spend a lot of time playing many PlayStation 1 games, and also I can record and play on the CRT at the same time, because both the HDMI and the DIN10 connector actually work simultaneously, which is great. More about this, of course, in the upcoming video. By the way, all of the PlayStation controllers are just pretty bad for my hand ergonomic wise. I never liked any of them, but to a certain degree it will be manageable. This is the Raspberry Pi. This is a power supply. Now, at first, I was worried that the SuperStation One might need a more powerful USB-C power supply, and I considered buying a 45 watts charger, but the power supply I already have is rated at 5.1 volts, 3 amperage, about 15.3 watts, which should be enough for the SuperStation One, especially since I'm not using an NVMe drive. So instead of buying another charger, well, unnecessarily, I decided to use what I already have and only upgrade later if I actually experience problems like random resets or USB devices disconnecting. But because I'm already going to connect the SuperDock, play a CD, I don't have a built-in NVMe. I'm going to play with the same controller, and actually checked it out, and it actually works very well. But this is again for the next video. Well, I already verified online that this is indeed the case. I wasn't 100% sure, but I can just say that it does work. It works very well, no issues so far. I need to use it more, to discover if there are any issues. Next is a DIN10 cable, SCART RGB cable from retrogamingcables.co UK. I bought so many cables from them, just beyond belief. Why? Because they're very high quality, no issues so far. Just as a side note, Retro Gaming Cable's Sega Saturn cable is incompatible with the SuperStation One. This is the reason they actually released a newer one. And the one that you see here is the one that is compatible with the SuperStation One. This is a SCART RGB, which when I test, I'm going to connect it to a transcorder, to my TV, which supports component. Again, all of that in the next video. This is how it looks like up close. It's just a different shape there, and this one actually fits in. Alright, so this is an important thing. If you're buying from Retro Gaming Cables, make sure to buy the right one. So this was for the unboxing. I already played with this, of course, quite a bit. I'm going to share more information in upcoming video. The good news is that things seems to work fine, and except from the HDMI cable that from what I understand is supposed to get it, I didn't. Everything else was there. I mean, I haven't checked inside whether they installed the fan, but hopefully they did. Everything felt very good quality. Maybe the power button was a bit flimsy, but other than that, everything felt really good. But there are many more important stuff that I want to talk about, which I'm going to do in a future video. I'm going to talk about, running things, issue that I encounter, how I fix them, and is it really a plug and play option or just maybe too complicated for the average person to deal with? More about that in a future video, so make sure to subscribe and press the bell button to get notified when I release new videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.